No. Let us read. We are reading the ESV, Deuteronomy 7, verses 1 and 2. When the Lord your God brings you into the land that you are entering to take possession of it, and clears away many nations before you, the Hittites, the Girgashites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations more numerous and mightier than you. And when the Lord your God gives them over to you and you defeat them, then you must devote them to complete destruction. You shall make no covenant with them and show no mercy to them. So this is one of the passages that says when the Israelites go into the promised land, they are to destroy everyone, men, women, and children. And on this basis, some people think that that means God's evil. Let us read further. So now we're reading in Deuteronomy 18, starting with verse 9. When you come into the land that the Lord your God is giving you, you shall not learn to follow the abominable practices of those nations. There shall not be found among you anyone who burns his son or his daughter as an offering. So the nations that inhabited the land of Canaan had devolved to such sin and evil that sacrificing their child to false gods was one of their customs. And so you can take my word for this. What this really shows is the goodness of God and the mercy of God and the love of God, because that whole area, not just Canaan, but the whole Levant, okay, all the nations that surround Israel, that was part of their custom. And the Lord told the Israelites to do this. He said, because if you don't do this, if you don't destroy all of them, men, women, and children, and you let them continue to exist around you, you will not influence them. They will influence you. You will follow their traditions, and eventually you will wind up sacrificing your children to false gods. And this is in fact what happened, because the Israelites did not destroy all the people of the Canaanites. And I can't find the passage off the top of my head, but there's another part where God says, if you essentially you can make agreements, and other nations that are distant, they can serve you. They can be subjugated by you, because the whole area, that was a part of the tradition of most of these nations, maybe all of them, child sacrifice. But the ones that are near you, you must destroy all of them. And the reason was because they would adopt their culture. If the Lord was, quote unquote, evil or didn't care about human beings, he'd have just told Israel, destroy all of these cultures and everything. But he didn't. He only limited it to the people of the land that they were to occupy, and for very good reason. So some people, you look at that passage and they think, oh, this means God's evil. He's telling them to destroy everyone. Well, the culture, men, women, and children, had devolved to where child sacrifice was a part of the culture. The culture needed to be erased so that Israel would not adopt their culture by being exposed to it. And that is exactly what Israel did. Not all of the Israelites, but many people of Israel wound up adopting the culture and sacrificing their children. Even some of the kings of Israel sacrificed their children to Molech or to one of the Baals or whatever other false god. So as foolish as I was to think, man, God was hard on these people. No, God was merciful. God was merciful, because he didn't want to destroy all of the whole Levant. He just wanted to keep the people away from Israel, the Israelites, who would influence them like they did, and to destroy them so that they could not influence them in this evil way. God bless.